Hey guys, it's Mr. Amari here again with another photo editing tutorial for you. Today I'm going to show you how to do something that's very simple but it's very popular. Wedding photographers use it a lot. You've probably seen pictures that look like this, both for wedding photos, on posters, especially for things like greeting cards and stuff like that. This can be a very popular effect where you have a singled out color or singled out object that is the only color thing in a picture while everything else is black and white. It looks really good, it's very striking, and it's actually super simple and easy to do, and there's a couple of different ways to do it. So I'm going to show you a couple of different ways you can use this effect and you can achieve it using Pixlr. So let's get to it. Alright, so like with each time, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start by going to pixlr.com. That's Pixlr.com, and we're going to pick the Advanced Pixlr E. Now I already have 3 different images set up here to show you how to do this technique, where we're going to be isolating one color while we're desaturating the rest of the image, making it black and white. So here I have the beautiful image of a tulip field. So one way you can do this is you can go ahead over to our lasso tool, and we're going to use our little friend, the polygon lasso tool. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to pick one of these tulips that we're going to make the one that's going to be in color while everything else is going to be black and white. So I'm actually going to pick the one that's dead center in the picture here. That way I can go ahead and actually draw the attention right to the center of the picture. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit by using my scroll wheel. You can also zoom in by going to this top right corner. You'll see a navigate pane where there's a minus and plus thing that you can slide toward. And you can also drag this box that's in the middle to cover certain parts of the picture. It's a really easy way to navigate around the picture, especially when you're zoomed in really closely like we are here. So again, we go to our lasso, we go to our good old friend, the polygon lasso, and we're going to be isolating this tulip. So again, I'm going to click, and that's going to give me a little stem that's going to pivot on that turn. And the trick here with the polygon lasso tool, as always, is short lines. We're going to do a short line kind of hugging the curve of this tulip. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to fast forward a little bit so that you guys don't have to watch me completely outline this thing. Okay, so once we have it outlined here, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go up to the top left here where it says edit. I'm going to go copy. You can also do Control C, hold down the control button, hit C. Again, shortcut commands, keyboard shortcuts are a really good way to speed up your workflow. So I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to hit Control V to paste it. You can also go over to edit and hit paste, but Control V is your paste. Now I'm going to go over to my select tool, and you'll notice that it made it a separate layer. So what I want to do though is I want it to be in the same spot. So I'm going to line it up until the one behind it kind of disappears. And there we go, it kind of melds right into it. So now I have, again, if I hadn't said this enough last time, whenever we're working with a digital photo program like this, it's almost like we're taking 2 physical pictures and we're cutting out pieces and putting them on top of each other. So here it's almost like I took a copy of this picture, cut out the tulip, and put it on top of the picture underneath it. Now, there's not much of a point to do this to make it fit in. Now it just looks like the picture did before. What I am going to do is I'm going to unlock my background by double-clicking that lock button on my layer. Then I'm going to go up to a tab here called the Adjustment tab. This is the tab where you're going to go ahead and you're going to be changing almost everything about your picture from this tab. You want to make sure you're on the background because that's the thing we want to make black and white. We're going to go ahead, select our background, go to Adjustment. You're going to go to where it says Hue and Saturation. Hue is the color that it's showing. So if I messed with the hue, I can make it more purple or more green. I can make it more reddish and like bluish. So I can change the hue of it. I don't want to do that though. That's kind of a weird look too, right? Kind of interesting. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to set that back to 0 so that it's where it was at the beginning. And saturation is what we're looking at. Saturation is how much or how little color an image has. So what I can do is I can throw the saturation all the way to the left, and I can hit apply, and there we go. I have a black and white picture of tulips with one red one right there in the middle. Now, the reason for using the method I just used here with the polygon lasso tool, as opposed to other methods I'm going to show you that are going to be pretty easy, is that with this one, I can, let's say, cut out multiple ones, right? Let's say if I want to do this one, and this one, I can use my polygon lasso to select a couple of them and then be able to move them around and change the size as I see fit. So it gives you a little more flexibility. Now, there's another way to do this that's actually a little easier. So another way to do this that's a little easier is we're gonna go ahead over into another picture here. I have some holding a basketball. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take my marquee select tool. I'm gonna go ahead to the top left corner of this box and I'm gonna select everything. This way the entire picture is in my marquee select. I'm gonna go ahead, hit edit and hit copy or control C. And then I can either go to edit and hit paste, or I can just hit control V. Now again, I have two of the same picture on top of each other. Notice how I did the entire picture. I didn't just do one of them. So what I'm gonna do is, again, I'm gonna unlock my background. I'm gonna go to my background image. I'm gonna go to my top image, and I'm gonna make my top image the black and white image in this one. I'm gonna go to adjustments. I'm gonna go to hue and saturation. I'm gonna go to saturation, turn it all the way down. Hit apply. Now everything's black and white. What I'm going to then do is still on this top one, right? Because now my background image, if I hide my top image, my background image is still in color. So what I can do is in my top image, on my top image here, I can go ahead, select my eraser tool, zoom in. I'm going to make my eraser brush a little smaller. I'm going to make the size from 40 pixels down to 10 pixels. I want to have a lot of control over where this is going to go. And then you're going to go where you want the color to be and just erase. Notice how when I erase, it's showing the color picture underneath. This gives you really good control, and you can do it in short bursts. What I mean by good control is I can go ahead and erase right around these really hard to reach places that the polygon lasso tool would have been really difficult to get to otherwise. And I can follow the rounded shape of the ball a little easier. So this is another method of doing this. This is a great way to be able to go ahead and get that color effect without having as much difficulty as with the polygon lasso tool. Now, like with the polygon lasso tool, whenever I use this, I always do it in short bursts. The reason I do that is, let's say I click my left button and hold down like this, and then I accidentally go up into the finger. Now, I don't want that finger to be color, so I go to edit and I go to undo. Problem is, it will undo everything I did since I clicked down that button. So what I'll do is, especially in hard to reach places, I'll erase, let go. I'll erase, let go. I don't know if you can hear the click on my mouse, but click, erase, let go. That way, if I do click, erase, and then I go click, erase, and accidentally do that, when I go to undo, it only undoes very little work. It doesn't undo the work I want to keep. So that's a little tip that I can give you that has saved me a lot of time and quite a bit of effort. I'm going to hit the fast forward button here so you can see me at 800 times speed color this ball over here. Okay, and so you can see that we have ourselves a pretty nice picture here where, again, it's very striking, it's very dramatic. All right, so I'm going to show you guys one more example using a piece of fashion photography to show you how you can use this to great effect to really bring out some drama in a photo. So here I have my picture, and we have two things that really stick out for me for the way the colors work in this picture is this really bright pink hat and this really bright ring that she has on her hand. So those are the two things I want to isolate in this picture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to do, instead of using my marquee select tool to select the whole thing, an easier way instead of just copying and pasting is we can go to a layer that we want to make another copy of, click layer settings, those three buttons, the three dots over here on the left, and click the button that says duplicate layer. When I do that, it'll give me the exact same image. So now again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to unlock the background. I'm going to go to the top that says background copy, and I'm going to desaturate that. I'm going to go to adjustment and go to hue and saturation. And then we're going to turn the saturation all the way down. Hit apply. Now I'm going to go ahead, make sure I have my eraser tool. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to use a large size brush initially for the large area of the hat here. And then I'm going to make the brush smaller for when I need to get to the finer details. Again, I'm going to hit fast forward over here so that you're not just watching me do this thing. I just wanted to do this to show you another way you can use this technique for a different type of photography. So let's see how it looks as I go through. And so there we have it. We have this really striking picture where we have everything in black and white except for that ring that really pops out on her hand and that hat that really pops out in the middle of the photo. So again, this is a very simple technique that you can do at home using any photo you have. Take a picture of yourself wearing like a hat or something like that and just, you know, change the color of that. You can make yourself in color with the background black and white or vice versa. There's a lot of creativity you can do with this very, very simple technique, and it can make your photos look pretty professional with very little effort. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope this was useful. I hope this is something you're gonna be able to use going forward with pictures you take. And I look forward to doing another one with you guys again next week.